Join us to navigate your awakening as we share the ancient science of transformation. Practicing this ancient wisdom will help you tune into your power and unlock your greatest potential. If you are ready to embark on your awakening and discover your soul path, then please welcome your host and transformation expert, Trenayce.
Welcome to Navigating the Awakening. I am your host, Trenayce. Thank you for joining me today. I greet you in the love and in the light of the Infinite Creator. I would like to begin with the internal light meditation so that we can all align our energies with the cosmos, with the universal light of Source. If you are driving or listening to this and not able to close your eyes, then please simply open your heart and allow the intention of healing to move through you. Allow each and every breath to relax you more and more as we go deeper. Let's begin. First breath in. Breathe out. Second breath in. Breathe out. Third breath in. Breathe out. Relax. Allow your breaths to find their natural rhythm. With each breath in, allow yourself to become centered and focused. With each exhalation, release all tension and stress, any mental distractions or images, and allow yourself to be in this moment in meditation. Focus your attention on the center of your chest. See your internal light as it illuminates your heart, as it fills your heart with brilliant, healing white light. Continue to see your heart as it is filled with healing, love, peace, joy, and forgiveness. Releasing all heavy, negative, or dark energies, and allowing your heart to be filled with the light of Source. Continue to see this light as it spreads throughout your chest, moving in all directions, filling your lungs with healing energies, allowing the light to move into your lungs in each and every red blood cell that passes through the lungs and the heart, allowing your blood to be filled with healing energies, carrying life-giving energies throughout the body to every extremity. And now, continue to see this light as it moves throughout the entire chest, moving up into your shoulders, down in your arms, your elbows, your forearms, your wrists, moving into your palms and fingertips, allowing for healing energies to flow through your palms, radiating out into the world and all around you. Continue to see the light as it moves up through the neck, releasing tension and stress, moving into the cheeks, the ears, the nose, the eyes, the forehead, and moving up into your crown, activating the connection with your higher self. Continue to see this light as it allows for clear communication and clear downloads from the higher realms. Continue to see the light as it moves into the diaphragm and the stomach, activating healing within these organs, and now moving into the kidneys, the liver, the gallbladder, the spleen, the pancreas, and the bladder. All of your tissues, organs, and cells are filled with healing light, bringing you into perfect balance, perfect health. Continue to see the light as it moves into the small intestine, the large, the colon, the uterus and sex organs. Allow these parts of your body to be filled with light, bringing them into perfect health, perfect alignment, bringing all into balance. Allow the organs of release to be activated, to give you the courage and the wisdom to release all energies that no longer serve your highest good. And now see the light as it passes through your hips, moving through your thighs, your knees, your calves, your ankles, and into the soles of your feet. You are now filled with healing light, bringing you into perfect balance, perfect health, aligning you with all that is good, all that is desired, allowing for each and every breath that you take to increase you in light, in love, in peace, in joy, and abundance. Continue to see this light as it now moves through your hips, passing down through your feet, turning into silver cords that move deep into Mother Earth, grounding you and securing you to Mother Earth, allowing for any excess energies to flow through these cords to be turned into something beautiful. Continue to see the light as it grows brighter and brighter from within your body, and now moving out through your pores to surround you in a beautiful healing bubble of white light. You are protected. You are safe. Allow this light to contain all of the colors of the rainbow, with all of the healing frequencies that are needed for each and every part of you, physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. Allow the essence of who you are to be brought into perfect balance with the harmonics, the measure, and the movement of the universe, aligning you completely with the greater will of the universe. Continue to see your light as it now spreads out into the room or the place where you are, feeling it completely with healing energies. And now moving through the walls, the ceiling, the floor, to move out into the world, moving through the floor to move deep into Mother Earth, activating healing within the planet on which we live, bringing perfect balance to Mother Earth, allowing her to be healed and restored, to be balanced and renewed. And now see the light as it moves through the ceiling, out into the atmosphere, the air that we breathe, to purify the air, to cleanse the air that we take into our lungs, allowing it to restore us, to heal us, to bring us into perfect health. And continue to see the light as it moves through the walls in all directions, completely encompassing our city, our towns, our villages, wherever we are, until it expands to fill the country and the world as a whole. Allow the earth to be filled with light and surrounded with light. And continue to see this light as it grows brighter and brighter, as we all join together as one, wherever we are throughout the planet, within or around the planet. Continue to see our light as it grows stronger, and we connect as a family of light, allowing our hearts to be aligned, allowing the illusion of separation to completely be dissolved. Increase each and every being in healing energies, in life-giving energy, and the power to restore the DNA, every cell of the body, to be brought into your fullness, to the stages of the evolutionary being that you are. Continue to see our light as it grows brighter and brighter, as we have now combined as one light. Allowing this light to spread throughout the universe and the multiverse as a whole. Continuing to connect to our greater light family. Allowing us to be rooted and grounded within Mother Earth, and now reaching out throughout the universe and the multiverse to connect to our greater selves with love, light, peace, joy, and forgiveness, filling our hearts, our minds, our bodies, and our souls. And so it is. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your light with me. We will now begin a deep discussion about tuning the harmonic body, which we have just done such a good job of. Now, this is a continuation of the body universe. And after we begin this discussion, we will then move into native earth astrology and discuss the Beaver people. Our topic today is tuning the harmonic body. And in order to bring the body into harmony, you must first bring your heart into coherence. We must heal our hearts. Heart coherence is essential to good health. There is no way around it. When you are experiencing stress, negative emotions, pain, or anything unwanted, the heart is not in coherence. This means that it is out of sync and not beating rhythmically. This throws everything off in our body and in our lives. The environment around you is literally affected by your heart because we are literally all one. And everything in the outside world is only a reflection of your inner world. And this is why it is so important for you to begin your journey of awakening within the self, because that is truly where it begins. Now, the Heart Math Institute has been doing research for many years on the subject. They acknowledge that the heart is the single most powerful organ in your body. It controls everything. So, of course, it is necessary for your heart to be happy and healthy in order for you to experience good health. And this begins a domino effect throughout the body, with all of your organs and systems being affected. So if we are discussing tuning the harmonic body, then we are now talking about the connection that your organs have to the reality around you. And this in itself is a very deep subject, and numerous books could be written on it. So, of course, we are only tapping and touching the surface today of this most intensive subject. Your physical organs have a metaphysical function as well. Now, we are taught in our biology classes of what our organs do for us. But you must go deeper in your research and your study to understand the metaphysical properties of your organs, your glands. And this can be done through studying alternative medicine, which today we call alternative medicine, but in truth, it is the medicine of the ancients. If we study ancient sciences as in Ayurvedic medicine and ancient Chinese medicine, these have the longest records that we have now on our physical plane to be researched. We can actually go back and read the studies on this that were done thousands of years ago. So these medicines, these forms of medicine are literal sciences that are not acknowledged today by our modern day scientists or medical field. So when you begin to do your research, you will find something very interesting happening when we begin to look at the organs and see how each organ lines up with a certain chakra in your body, with a certain tooth in your mouth, with different parts of you that are literally physically connected within the body. And then, of course, beyond the body, into your astral bodies, your mental body, emotional body, spiritual body, all of those things. So there are many levels and layers to you. You are not just a physical being. But because this is the part that we can see, then this is the part we have identified with mostly, as in our modern medicine. And this is where we get our mechanical theories from for the body, that an organ can just be replaced by another organ and you should be just as good as new. But we find that there are anomalies that begin to happen when surgeries take place. And there are all kinds of studies done on this, and it's quite fascinating. And I encourage you to go and do your own research on it. But there are many cases where people have had organs replaced. And the heart seems to be one of the most powerful ones. That when people have heart transplants, they begin to change in some way. Their character, their personality begins to change. And for some people who have had the opportunity to actually go back and research the person, the donor, that they received the heart from, then they find that they have now taken on certain attributes of that person. Say foods that they liked, a person who may have been young and loved beer and McDonald's, for example, and an older person who received their heart and they never ate McDonald's and hated beer their entire life. And then after receiving this donor's heart, they now desire beer and McDonald's. Now, that's just one example, but there are thousands documented. And it's quite fascinating because it tells you that the organs are not just there doing a certain physical function for you, but they carry your essence, your energy, your consciousness within them. And of course, we can go much deeper into them because they begin to have dreams that are of the other person's life. They begin to experience the other person's memories. And so it's quite fascinating to research this. So we have to look at each one of our organs as not only being the physical part of us that we must harmonize, but it is a spiritual aspect of us that also comes into alignment. And it works in both ways. So you can work on yourself from the outside in and the inside out. So when we begin to work on ourselves through tuning our organs, then we also begin the work of healing our spirit, our mind, our bodies as one. And when we work on ourselves spiritually, through our energy, the meditation, through different forms of deep breathing, cleansing our shadow, doing our internal light, many different ways, Qigong, Tai Chi, then we begin to strengthen our organs. And so, on this journey to awakening, and as we are becoming more conscious that we are not just physical beings, literally becoming more conscious of that because we're living in a totally different day where we have technology now to prove things that the ancients told us about ourselves. But now we have scientific proof that a lot of this stuff is being discovered and being shown to be very much a truth. So we're very fortunate to be here on the planet today, to have this coming from both directions. And so it is now our job to bring this information together in our lives so that we can navigate this process that we are calling the awakening. Everything physical is the result of something non-physical. And this is very true, also proven by our scientists today. So in other words, our physical reality is created from the spiritual or energetic realm. Now, of course, our quantum physicists would call that the field, an energy field that we are all connected to, and that all things come from various different words and definitions that we use to describe the same thing. And that's why this can be very confusing when you start the process of research, because depending on which school of thought you're coming from, they use different terms. And that's why our language can be very confusing. And then don't get into different languages being translated, because it gets very ugly then. But this is why we have to learn how to connect to information through our heart, because we don't need to speak the same language in order to feel the same thing. So someone can be listening to this and their English isn't very good, but when I do the internal light meditation, that doesn't mean that they don't connect, that they are not getting the chills and they don't feel connected. They're getting the exact same thing. It doesn't matter that they can't understand everything I'm saying. What matters is the energy is speaking to them. And so this is where we're going when we start talking about tuning and bringing our body into harmony. We're talking about energy that surpasses language and limited understanding of definitions and so on and so forth. So another thing I want to be clear on is that when I say spiritual energy, that you don't begin to relate that to religion, because some people only understand the word spiritual as in relation to religion. Now, this has nothing to do with religion. We are discussing another name for energy. And everything physical is the result of energy taking shape or taking on a form. And what causes this energy to take on a shape or a form? The ancients tell us that it is consciousness. So everything that you see has some level of consciousness. We are also told by the ancients that sound is what creates our reality. So depending on the tone, the frequency, and the pitch, the objects will be different that manifest. This is the same way that we can alter our realities through changing our tone, which is a certain frequency. And this is also the way that we can heal ourselves on every level, including our organs, by knowing the frequency of that organ when it is healthy. And that research has been done. So we have tuning forks that are literally available that you can purchase, and you can begin to tune the organs of your body with tuning forks that you physically can touch, but you don't actually need the tuning forks. And so I'm going to share that with you, because we are going beyond the physical. We are beginning to navigate our awakening. So we are beginning to learn more and more about the energetic states of our reality that we are in. So just knowing which frequency to use, you can literally think of the number, because the frequency is equivalent to a number. And you can think of the number of that organ, tissue, or cell. And for example, I'm going to give you right now that the blood that is running through your body, 321.9 hertz. That is what healthy blood resonates at. That's the frequency of it. 321.9 hertz. And this research was done and verified, but the beautiful goddess who brought this information to us, her name was Barbara Hero. And I encourage you to go and research her work because it's fascinating. Look up Barbara Hero. But she is the one who did this phenomenal research, and it was from ancient studies that she did. And she was able to actually find the resonance, the frequency of our organs, of our blood, so on and so forth, and created tuning forks so that we could work on ourselves with these. But as we transcend the need for physical things, because this is where we're going, we're learning how to go within ourselves to heal ourselves so that if we don't have a dime in our pocket, we can still heal ourselves. That's how powerful we are, because our minds are literally creating our reality, and our minds are able to create the frequency just by thinking of the number that will begin to heal your body, all of your organs, your blood, your mind, your spirit. We have the ability within us to do it. We don't need physical things. So through learning this information of harmonizing and tuning our harmonic body, we will begin to become empowered to take our lives back, to take our health back. And it doesn't mean that you don't need professional help, because you may need professional help. And I encourage you to seek out whoever you feel drawn to that is a professional that can assist you if you really need that help. But I'm also encouraging you to help yourself, because that's what we have to start doing. We have to become empowered. So remember that when we spoke of the heart being the doorway of the sun in our last show, we talked about doing the internal light meditation as it begins to awaken us and bring our hearts into coherence. It actually begins to open a doorway to the sun, to the physical sun that we have in our universe. This is the power of your heart. And when your heart is in coherence, then it will bring all of your other organs into coherence. And your health will begin to return, and your life will begin to move in a positive way. So we have a lot to talk about. And again, I'm enjoying sharing all of this with you. I look forward to us going deeper into this information on tuning the harmonic body. Now, after our station break, we will begin our discussion on the Beaver people. This is a fascinating time to be on the planet. We'll be back in just a moment.
The cutting edge of conscious radio, Om Times Radio, IOM FM. Host your show on IOM FM, the radio network of Om Times Media, one of the more recognized brand names in the conscious community, and is backed by the extensive marketing reach of Om Times. Hosting a show on IOM FM immediately connects you with our extensive dedicated community.
Awaken the Healing, Reclaim Your Life is a podcast that will change your life. If you are interested in expanding your consciousness and being self-empowered, then please tune in to our show. You can find us at awakenthehealing.com or on your favorite podcast app or platform. It's time for you to reclaim your life.
Ascending Hearts is no ordinary dating site, but a spiritual dating site with a purpose, to link you with your soulmate. We engineer the serendipity so you can trust that you will attune with someone that has the same matching vibration as you. Ascending Hearts, the conscious dating site for the spiritually aware. Try Ascending Hearts for free, ascendinghearts.com.
More than 24 million Americans have an autoimmune disorder, and that number continues to grow. I'm Sharon Saylor, and I'm one of those 24 million. To put that number in perspective, cancer affects about 9 million and heart disease up to 22 million. That's why I've brought together top experts and those thriving regardless of their diagnosis to bring you the latest, most up-to-date information. Join me, Sharon Saylor, Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, for the Autoimmune Hour on Life Interrupted Radio to find out how to live your life uninterrupted.
If I could be you,
and you could be me, for just 1 hour.
If you could find a way
to get inside
each other's mind.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
We've all felt left out. And for some, that feeling lasts more than a moment. We can change that. Learn how at belongingbeginswithus.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
Welcome back to Navigating the Awakening. Now let's begin to look at the people who were born between April 20th and May 20th. These people belong to the Turtle Elemental Clan, and by entering the sacred hoop of life at this time, this initiated them into the earth element, and they are called Beaver people. This is native earth astrology. These people were born under what is known as the frog's return moon. Chrysocolla is their mineral totem, blue camas is their plant totem, and the beaver is their animal totem. So now let's dive deeper into the Beaver people to discover the powers and the magic they hold within them. Let's begin with their mineral totem, chrysocolla. This stone is similar in many ways to turquoise. It is most often found as a byproduct of copper mining. Chrysocolla is a hydrous copper silicate. It ranges in color from true green, greenish blue, to a true blue color. Chrysocolla is known as the goddess stone. It harnesses that tranquil, calm, yet powerful energy. It is a stone of self-awareness, helping you look internally rather than externally. This stone helps you open your throat chakra so that you can express yourself clearly and communicate your truth to others. Chrysocolla helps you heal heartbreak as it brings a deep balance to your heart center. It helps you tap into your wisdom and harmonious energies. This stone has been used in many ancient cultures around the world, and it has the reputation of being able to help those that work with it to balance the energies of earth and sky within them. It is considered a stone of good medicine and will help to bring good fortune, luck, and good health to its owner. It is also considered a stone that can purify the heart, body, mind, and spirit. This stone tends to hold its original color better than turquoise. Beaver people can learn from their mineral totem to combine the powers of earth and sky within themselves. These people are so rooted in the earth that they rarely look upward. The blue color of the stone will remind them to do this. Beaver people must become balanced, and by looking upward, they can begin to learn what the higher realms hold for them. Like their stone, these people can seem lucky, but most of what people call luck is due to their hard work and ability to know when to be in the right place at the right time. Beaver people can enjoy good health, especially if they wear this stone. They have strong bodies and quick minds, but these people can overindulge in earthly pleasures. This they have to be cautious of. If Beaver people find balance in their lives, they are very stable people, and they can be lifelong friends. Once they decide to be your friend, then it is usually for life. They are loyal companions, and they bring stability to the people and projects around them. Beaver people, like chrysocolla, have an ability to bring a feeling of purity to things and people they touch. They can have a stability and willingness to treat friendships and other relationships in such a beautiful way that it seems rare to find these in life today. They are true friends till the end. The plant totem of the Beaver people is the blue camas. This is a wild flower of the lily family. Several types of camas grow in the United States. It is absolutely a must to know the difference between them. The blue camas is a food source, but the flower that blooms greenish white is known as death camas and is poisonous to consume. This is why the knowledge of herbal identification is so very important. It is best to dig up the bulbs while the camas is in flower or mark them. And the ancients used to mark them with a bark. And so after the bloom, because at the end of the summer, the bulbs grow much larger. But if you can't do that, or if you don't know how to do that, then you want to dig the bulbs up while they're in bloom so that you don't get a hold to the wrong bulbs, because of course they look the same. The blue camas is a beautiful flower, and I would encourage you to go and look at pictures of this because it's a wild flower and it loves to grow in the west part, in the Midwest as well, of the United States. Now, the blue camas has been used by Native Americans and Native people in North America for hundreds of years, and even thousands of years, actually, because it is a very good food staple. They cook the bulbs inside the earth using hot rocks and leaves to slow cook it for several days. Once the inulin, which is a complex sugar, is broken down, the bulbs are easy to digest. They smell like vanilla and have a sweet taste like maple sugar. Camas is known as native candy and is used to sweeten other foods as well. Blue camas bulbs can also be made into a molasses by boiling them until the water is almost evaporated. The healing properties of this plant are known to heal the pancreas and help to balance the blood sugar levels. It will assist those who eat it to avoid getting diabetes. But if eaten excessively, blue camas will purge your stomach and intestines, causing you to vomit and to flush your bowels. So learning more about herbs and their properties is essential to your health and your safety. The ancient native people lived off the land and knew how to heal themselves using plants, roots, and trees. And there are still many native people around the world who still live like this. And it's a beautiful thing because our modern societies have really lost this knowledge. And remember, this was around for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of years, and our modern medicine is very new. It's a little over 100 years old. So we can learn a lot by combining this information together. Everything is useful. This is a science. Natural health is a science, and the knowledge of it is invaluable. Nature has the cure for all of humanity's ills. You just need to know how to tap into that storehouse safely. Beaver people, like their plant totem, are extremely valuable. They can be conscious of beauty and practicality at the same time. Beaver people have the ability to sustain those with whom they associate. These people can both sustain and sweeten things of which they are involved. They have the ability to commit, and that is not only in a relationship, but also in a project. And this gives stability to everything they touch. But if Beaver people are not in balance themselves, then the opposite is true. When these people are out of balance, then it's seen in their stubbornness. They can become so crystallized in their beliefs, in their way of life, that their fixed ways will literally choke the life out of them and anyone that is around them. When Beaver people are not content with their life, they transmit this disharmony. When this happens, they are able to intake larger amounts of blue camas because their bodies need it in order to bring their energy back into balance and to start them moving in the right direction. The blue camas is directly related to the pancreas. When the energy in the pancreas is weak, people have trouble receiving love. And this goes for everyone. This is everyone I'm speaking of, not just Beaver people. I'm going to say that again. When the energy in the pancreas is weak, people have trouble receiving love and cannot enjoy the sweetness of life. This goes for all of us. So when beaver people are out of balance, it will directly affect their pancreas even more, because they are dominated by this organ. And we've talked about the different totems and the different people and how some are affected by the head, the heart, the kidneys. It just depends on who you are, what part of the circle you came in on. It is directly connected to an organ in your body. And for beaver people, this is your pancreas. These are the attributes that you will see if these people are out of balance or their pancreas is weak. They will, they will develop a weak will, poor self-discipline, low self-esteem. They will have a victim mentality, no personal power, and they will be unreliable. Now, you know this is not normal for beaver people. They're very reliable people when they're in balance. So when the pancreas is overstimulated, and that means that you've been taking in too much artificial sugar into your diet, then you will see a controlling, overly aggressive, arrogant behavior develop from them. You will also see them prone to tantrums. They will become competitive and have a self-righteous attitude. And they can become addicted to stimulants, okay? So when your pancreas is balanced, then your behavior will be balanced as well. You will be responsible, reliable, confident, warm, playful, and have a sense of humor. You will own your power and have good self-esteem and discipline. As you can see, these are the strengths of beaver people. So when you are in balance, you are a happy and healthy beaver. Your health is rooted in your pancreas. So the health of your pancreas will affect your entire being. And again, that is true for all of us. But you are even more affected by this. In order for you to be happy, beaver people, and rise to the heights that you can rise to, you must first take care of your pancreas. This is the seat of your balance, which is connected to your third chakra, the solar plexus. The blue camas will help to balance this area for you. So it is important for you to make this herb part of your life. The solar plexus has everything to do with our personal power. It is where we learn to have a strong sense of ourselves and come into our own. This is where willpower is developed. When the third chakra is weak, we use power from a place of insecurity and relate to the world from the perspective of our ego. Some say that the projections of the ego are influenced by the pancreas. When the ego is challenged or feels threatened, a person can unconsciously crave foods such as refined sugars or white flour, which cause spikes in blood sugar that can help to numb a person from their higher consciousness. Now, did you hear that? So we are learning more and more about foods and how they relate to our health and how each part of our bodies are connected to helping us to connect to our higher consciousness. So when you're eating large amounts of white flour and refined sugars, then this causes you to become numb to your higher consciousness. So this is very, very beautiful information that you can use for your awakening. Now remember, the ego is connected to the earthly life, and spiritual things will challenge your ego. So the ego doesn't want to let go of what it knows. The ego is so connected to earthly things, physical things, that when you begin to bring in spiritual information, spiritual things, it immediately wants to refute it and run from it. A little fear moves in here because the ego feels threatened. And whenever the ego feels threatened, then it will cause your pancreas to go out of balance and you will begin to desire foods that you shouldn't be eating. So for beaver people, this can become an issue when you begin to study spiritual things. This is out of your comfort zone, and it causes you to look up when you are so fixated on looking at earthly things. This is why the blue canvas can support you on your spiritual journey as you begin to seek spiritual illumination. There is so much to say about this, and we'll expound on this more as we continue. Okay, so now let's look at your animal totem, the beaver. We have truly already spoken of many of the traits of this animal, but we will dive deeper. It's the only animal known to man today capable of manipulating its environment absolutely and completely in order to provide for its safety, peace, and security. The beaver is the largest rodent in this country and the second largest in the world, the South American capybara being number one. Adult beavers can weigh from 30 to 70 pounds. That's 13 to 31 kilos, and they never stop growing. A beaver can be as much as 3 to 4 feet long and has a body that is amazingly engineered for its environment. While it is a land animal, it spends a lot of time in the water. Its lungs and cardiovascular system are designed to allow it to store enough oxygen to remain underwater for 15 minutes or longer if necessary, especially if it feels threatened. The beaver has a long, flat, scaly tail, which serves as a rudder when swimming and the balancer when on land. And you will see the beaver slap the tail against the water when there's danger. And that's letting the other beavers know to run for cover. Its front paws are very nimble, likened to the hand of a human, allowing it to hold and turn a branch that it is eating, the same way that we turn corn on the cob when we're eating that. Beavers use their paws to build and patch things, for they are construction workers. The rear paws are webbed, and they can be as large as ping pong paddles when they're spread out. They are amazing swimmers and have tremendous speed in the water. Now, the beaver's brown fur is very dense, keeping them warm and dry, even when it's freezing outside, because they secrete an oil from their musk glands that makes them waterproof. Its teeth are large and they never stop growing. They can repair and replace their teeth if they are hurt or lost. Now, this is necessary, for their very existence depends on the use of their teeth. Beavers have folds of skin between their incisors, which seal their mouth, allowing them to work underwater without drowning. They also have a valve-like ears and nostrils, which automatically close when they are underwater, preventing them from drowning as well. They also have clear membranes that cover their eyes so that they can see underwater. Their bodies are magnificently adapted to their environment. Beavers used to be found all over, but of course, man found a way to trap them and use their fur and their musk glands, because the musk glands were very valuable because they secrete that oil. And the oil is called castoreum. And this oil has been regarded as a cure-all since the time of ancient Greeks. Okay, so maybe even far beyond the ancient Greeks. But for thousands of years, people have known about the oil that the beavers secrete, and they've been using it. So up until the 19th century, we actually were using it in the United States as well as a medicine. Castoreum contains salicylic acid, and this is one of the main ingredients in modern day aspirin, and was also used in expensive perfumes. So hopefully that's not being done anymore. But beavers were almost driven to extinction by the end of the 1800s. And now there are laws in place, but trapping is still allowed in certain places and is supposed to be closely supervised. But over time, humans began to realize that the beavers were invaluable in keeping the water table and wildlife in balance. Beavers build dams and lodges to protect themselves and to keep comfortable throughout the seasons. They are genius engineers and can build a lodge that is so strong that a bear cannot tear into it. And so you know that is very strong. Beavers bring balance back to any environment they come into. When the ponds and streams are drying up, they come in and begin to build dams and canals that will eventually restore a magnificent ecosystem. And I encourage you to go on to YouTube or wherever you prefer to watch videos and look at some of the videos of the beavers and learn more about them, because we really need to be protecting these amazing animals. They are natural engineers that can build locks and dams at such a precision that man has to use instruments to measure them. They cannot be reproduced by humans. The canals that beavers build can extend several 100 feet or way beyond, sometimes miles, because sometimes they are needed and they build on them for years. And usually they build on with levels. They build these canals. They're amazing. They actually create locks at various intervals to maintain a proper water level. They create ponds and lakes that become home to many plants and animals. These bodies of water keep them safe and keep a constant supply of food that they can access even in the dead of winter when the water is frozen over. They are master engineers that build lodges that stay warm even when the sub-zero temperatures are abounding around them. Their favorite meal is the quaking aspen. And you should remember this because this came from the totem of the otter people. Beavers eat the wood, leaves, and bark of the quaking aspen. They love it. They are indispensable to restoring natural habitats and are now restoring wetlands in our deserts in North America. It's absolutely beautiful to see this. This is why we need stricter laws to protect the wild in this country and around the world. Everyone is needed to bring this world back into balance. We are supposed to work with nature, not destroy it or dominate it. And this is why the earth is so out of balance. And the native people have taught us this, as well as our ancients. So we must bring ourselves back into balance and learn how to work with nature. Now, I love to study the beavers because they are such amazing animals to watch in action, and they are definitely hard workers. They work much harder than the otters, and otters, they have way too much time having fun. But beavers can learn from the otters about having a little bit more fun and vice versa. Otters can learn to work a little harder as well. But beaver people, you should be learning a lot about yourselves. And by now, we've gone over quite a bit of information on the beaver. It's all about your character. These are archetypes for you. Everyone that we've been going over, all of our totems are archetypes. And they carry a blueprint that is within us. There is so much to be said about your totem that we simply do not have enough time to go deeply into this. But know that you, like the beaver, are capable of drastically altering your environment in order to provide for your safety, peace, and contentment. You make alterations to your environment in a steady, slow, but deliberate way. You are resourceful and know what you want to accomplish. You have the ability to see a dilapidated house and then transform it into a palace. You are true builders, and it is of utmost importance for you to feel safe and secure in your environment in order for you to bring this ability into fruition. This is your first priority, and then your mind could be at peace. The next thing is finding peace in relationships around you. Now, when your environment is in order, you will begin to find ways to make it stronger, and you begin to repair the things that are out of place that need to be repaired. You are good at fortifying. You make things stronger. as long as you are balanced yourself. And this is why beavers can experience good health in their life. Just like the beaver's musk glands secrete an oil that is known as a cure-all, this is what also keeps the beavers healthy, along with a very good diet, of course. This can be one of the most healing parts of the tree is the bark that the beavers like to eat. So remember that. Remember your blue camas as well. Now, your bodies and minds are very quick to adapt to your environment. You have the ability to transform things. You are a true alchemist, and you need to know this about yourself. You are creative and intelligent, able to bring into manifestation whatever you conceive in your mind. You have a great gift to manipulate matter, being of the earth element. Your weakness is your spiritual strength because you are so rooted in the earth. So you must work harder to awaken the sky energy within you. This is where your chrysocolla will come in. You will have to overcome your physicalness in order to rise to higher heights on the spiritual plane. You are a natural alchemist, and you need to bring that to your now. Transform the physical to bring in the spiritual. Thank you for joining me for another incredible show. Tune in next week to find out about the deer people born between May 21st and June 20th. They belong to the butterfly clan. I leave you in the love and in the light of the infinite creator. Have a beautiful week.